Right, guys, welcome back. We're about to start the grand finals of the June Nova Cup. So we're going to have Abrasiert, Kingdanzz and Widderson, who we just saw win their semi-final, facing off against Fiesta, which is Aviator and Tjuvis. So we've got four absolute titans of gaming putting on a show for us today. And I really can't call it either way. I think it's going to be a super close series. I definitely think we'll see all 5 of the games played. And one thing I do know for sure is that whatever happens, it's going to be one hell of a show.
Yeah, it looked like King and Widder were improving a lot as the first series went on. I felt like they got back a little bit of their style in the last game, especially.
Yeah, they seemed maybe a little bit rusty in the first couple of games. Like, sure, they won the first one there, but the second one they got stomped pretty much by Boone and Toyken. But by game 3, they were firing on all cylinders. Like, those guys played insanely well game 3. They just stomped Boone and Toyken out of the game. Like, it wasn't even close. So whatever happened to get their mojo back in game number 3, they just need to play like that, and we might see them take the championship 2 months in a row. Because remember, these guys won May as well.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting. So King and Widder did scrim against Tjuvis and Aviator, like Ofma said, and it actually ended 2-2.
Oh wow!
So they're really head-to-head teams.
That's pretty insane.
A very, very interesting series.
Yeah, and if they do repeat that performance, then we're going to get that best of 5 that we all want, right? It's going to be the best for the players, the casters, the viewers. So that's pretty hype.
Something to notice that Tjuvis and Aviator are definitely capable of pulling out some spicy picks. We don't know if they will, perhaps, but they can play their cartel, their Fiesta.
Yeah, I just don't want to see four people playing greed every game in the finals, you know? I need to see some variety.
I wonder if Tjuvis will pull out the Fiesta.
No,
just like
greed. Tjuvis, come on, Tjuvis! Do it for us, Tjuvis! Come on, Tjuvis!
He's probably discussing it with Aviator.
Okay, it's cartel. At least it's not greed. At least it's not greed.
At least it's not greed, that's true.
Okay, guys, Twitch chat. Here we go. Game number 1, Grand Finals, June Nova Cup. Let's get it on.
So we already see Widder did roll the Butcher Nightmare.
And the Oathbreaker.
And the Oathbreaker, so he has an insane early game roll. And his mid game is also really strong.
King has some nice options too, a Wildshroom opener, a Priestess opener.
Yeah, really solid rolls all around, actually.
Go ahead and take the simplest option.
His roll is just beautiful. He's got the Nightmare, the Oathbreaker, the Butcher, which is pretty much covering him for his first 7 waves by itself. And then from there on, he's got Priestess to cover Nightmare's weak waves on 11 and 15, and just the Sandbadger for good measure as well when you need the tank. Very aggressive roll on Aviator, meanwhile. Look at that. Pilgrim, his most expensive unit.
Yeah, he can do the infamous 6-stack Lioness with Pilgrim buff if he wants, but probably we won't see it.
Sichu was saving on run.
What a tryhard.
Yeah. What a tryhard.
Imagine tryhard.
Nightmare.
Trying hard in the finals of the Nova Cup. Just disgusting.
So he's either just gonna income King here, or he's gonna just go 3 to try to punish the Nightmare.
I think he probably goes 3, but I also think Widderson just doesn't care.
Yeah, that's pretty. With Cartel, he actually gets the 5th worker without sending.
Yeah, that's quite nice.
Very calculated.
A nice interaction.
I thought Tjuvis likes building his atoms on the right side.
That's interesting. I wonder why he's done that. Just to be different?
Maybe. No, I'm sure there's like a very deep reason for it.
Well, Aviator's very happy to get this King up here. That gives him 6 workers for free.
Not too sure if it actually does.
Yeah, I'm not sure he wants to build some buzzes and hope
Yeah,
for the
'cause
best.
he would only have around like 70 golds to spend then, so he doesn't. He probably just wants to get a bigger unit out here, so he can push more after.
I mean, I think he holds with a single buzz here.
True.
But he goes for the serpent. Okay. The most Widderson can possibly send is a single snail, and that's after income.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
that's fair.
He could have played it a bit more greedy, but he probably is just gonna push now Sint here after. Just wants to get a bigger unit out.
Tjuvis did not send the 60, so only
Very
going
mean.
for the lizard there.
Wow.
And this is actually the old school of break positioning.
Yeah,
Which,
but he's just doing that for the butcher, I would assume.
Yeah.
It's
Just
so
wants
much
to-
value having lifesteal on that Oathbreaker.
Exactly. But he could have been punished if he went got it for 60 cent here.
Yeah.
Which actually would have
Something is
resulted
happening
in
here.
some king damage.
Kingdanz's Fire Archer, I think, is just going to smurf it here.
Yeah. Beautiful.
It's close, but it's not enough damage now. The Fire Archer can out-heal the wave. Very, very nice there.
Tjuvis could actually decide to go 4 here. But he only goes for one snail.
He's
Snail.
Yeah, like
Giving up.
that's the issue about this build specifically. It is actually very vulnerable on 4 if you get a 60 cent. But he does have to split, so he's safe.
Yeah, and against a single snail, I think he's just fine.
Yeah, against the single snail, it's fine.
and like you said, Aviator pushed to 6 workers after building on 3.
Mhm. But I wonder, does Widderson actually get his butcher out? Might be a bit close.
Yeah.
I think with the +6 from the snail,
Yeah, it might
definitely
just
does.
be enough. Otherwise, he's
look at
probably
this
just gonna go
juicy
for a
aggro on Kingdanz's lane, by the way.
Yeah.
Just all of his
Every
units
unit.
perfectly split tanking there. So nice.
He's on 8 workers.
8 workers, but so is Tjuvis.
Mhm.
So Widderson goes for a brute send here into Aviator, who's actually not looking amazing on 5. He probably
Sure,
has to boost.
Tjuvis actually saved here.
Yeah, I guess maybe targeting 6 against the Oathbreakers, but
Yeah, he'll see the Butcher and then he'll be a bit sad about that. He can, something like a Drake actually can be very good against Nightmare Butcher on 6.
Or imps. Imps could also work.
Yeah, true. Can't go
Yeah.
wrong with the purple boys.
Yeah. They're really, really strong.
see how Aviator does. I think he'll be more than fine. He's plus 20.
Yeah, he's very high value, like, even though his units are not perfect here. Oh,
DPS Waldrum is not optimal, but he sniped the brute, so there's no worries.
the Lizard was too much for
Actually-
Tjuvis here. He goes for the 36%, but Aviator will cover there, despite getting the tryhard send from Widderson.
Okay, so Tjuvis not pushing here.
He's maybe thinking long save, yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting that the
Might-
cartel player is
Yeah, they
going
might
for
be
the
targeting.
enable.
Yeah, I don't really like it, if I'm being honest.
Oh, he does go here.
Okay,
Oh.
he does go here. Okay, fair enough.
Oh, he just
No.
wanted to get his...
Yeah, but he can sell this at least.
But Widderson now has 2 lifesteal nightmares here.
Yeah, that is really strong here.
Yeah. I think
The
a lot of it's
danger
going to
of-
come down to whether those things can actually split tank, because
Yeah,
if one of them takes the split and the other one takes the left side, I think he can do really well. But if one of them gets run down, then he's going to get steamrolled.
also the Oathbreaker could be a very important part if it manages to survive.
Yeah, true. Like if that thing manages to hit Tantrum
But
and then survive with
Tanking
lifesteal,
3
it's insane.
Rockos, so it's gonna die
It-
very
it
quickly.
dies
But
real
one
quick,
imp is
actually.
getting I don't know if that's good though. Imps aren't-
One nightmare already dies, by the way.
Yeah, that is a bit
This is going to be a bit of a leap for Mr. Widderson, it looks like. At least his Butcher and Nightmare are perfectly tanking the remaining wave. That does allow him to get another creep.
yeah.
45%, I
he'll
think
be
he's
okay
happy
with
with that. Yeah, for sure.
But Chuvas decided to go for the Zeus instead of the Canify.
I guess he
Tjuvis
didn't want to
did.
sell his Proton? Which I don't understand.
Because this would easy hold and let you push harder afterwards.
Aviator now taking the worker lead, by the way. So after being maybe a bit too cautious early on, he's now on 10 workers.
Yeah.
Kingdanz's wave 7. Got 180 gold. Maybe he just thinks... Oh no, I was going to say maybe King just thinks he's too good here and shifts into the banana bunk next wave, but it looks like he's just full building. And he's going to be rewarded here with this 120 send from Aviator. Easily able to hold it. There is a 100 Mythium walking into Tjuvis'
Oh! Post-income Dino from Witter onto Aviator.
Interesting.
We can see that Aviator built the Coiler.
Yeah, he's going to be fine. And now Aviator actually can go to something like 13 workers.
So Tjuvis' aggro is further in this year.
Tjuvis is getting run over, yeah.
I really feel like if he had the canopy last wave, he would be in such a better spot.
Oh, for sure.
Like he had to build the Chieftain here, which also isn't great on 7.
There's Aviator with worker number 13, by the way.
Wow.
King, it seems, staying on 11, despite getting the big send there from Aviator. Aviator cannot fully cover, but he's doing okay. So minimal King damage here.
I think King is anticipating a resend from Aviator, knowing that he's going to push like crazy after getting Dinoed after income.
And he's right, the resend does come in here.
But what does he build?
Yeah, with 180, he doesn't have the best options.
Could go for the 1-stack Linus. Please, but he does decide to go
Pilgrim
for
Garg, sure.
I mean, he's on value. I think he's just completely fine. It's only an income send as well.
But Aviator does go for full send, so he's trying to break
Same
it.
with Tjuvis.
Now, Widderson's getting
dinos and
200
snails.
Mythium here, but it's full income.
Yeah.
It is pretty scary income for the Nightmare. The dinos and snails
He
are...
doesn't really have great damage against
Yeah, but that
them,
badger just
he
lives
does have a lot of
forever.
That's always the secret to holding.
value. Just have
Oh,
enough value.
look at this Fire Archer.
What a champ.
What a
It doesn't
champion.
get healed, it gets...
Oh. Yeah, so Widderson holds the 200 income, and Kingdanz's also holding his lane. So now these
Now
guys
they got
can
the
go
pressure
crazy.
advantage.
Yeah, they're the ones saving here.
They don't send 9 either, so
Ooh.
Tjuvis and Aviator may be starting to fall into that trap of panicked income sending. Because
And-
Kingdanzz and Widderson, they can just do whatever they want at this point.
And King actually pushed a lot here, so I think they're going for the 10 cent.
Yeah,
They're
I
going
mean,
to 10
Tjuvis
cents,
is
yeah, for
completely
sure.
dead on 10.
Yeah.
And we can see in his role, he doesn't have a single unit for 10 as well. He
He's just-
did
he's just
find an
rerolled as
answer
well.
here, but that is not going to be great on 10.
Yeah. His best option is to go for some bazookas.
I think Tjuvis is very dead on wave 10.
Yeah.
Like King
I will say he
send
has-
something like a Ghost Knight,
One
and he just will
Ghost
never
Knight
kill it.
and... Yeah. It's gonna
His
be
aggro
a-
here is very nice, but there's no send here.
What a shame.
And also, split tanking is not going to help you on wave 10.
Yeah. The big spider would be a bit of a problem. Yeah,
Long
that
waves
aggressive
as well.
push knows its income. Now it's a long wave, and,
And
he
there's the
gets
Ghost
his.
Knight.
Is it gonna be double Ghost Knight? Nah, it's gonna be imps to deal with the alpha males.
Pretty decent.
So Tjuvis makes a bunk here, which is already not amazing on 10. And versus this massive send that's walking in, it's just not going to do anything really.
Got the big DPS supporting it.
Yeah, that's a very optimistic bazooka,
So-
I feel.
They're just hoping that Aviator can somehow miraculously hold.
Well, Aviator
Does
did
have
pick up a
Berserker.
Berserker in his reroll, so that helps.
Yeah. That
Can you
does
maybe get the
help.
consort as well? Okay.
Oh, he
He
shifted
shifted
50
50
gold.
gold.
Oh,
Not
I think
sure
he just
about
ran
that
out
one.
of time with his reroll.
Yeah, he might.
He's Just panic.
I mean,
probably.
this consort is dealing with an infinite
Yeah.
brute for a long time. It's pretty nice.
And he's cleared up all of the sends on the left side, so he's at least
Yeah,
got
this-
some gold out of it.
The Coiler and the Zerker are going to town.
That's
It's going to be a
smurfing
pretty good hold.
But yeah,
Uh,
Tjuvis, as expected, he's leaking the full HP boss pretty much.
This looks vaguely familiar, but
Yeah.
at least there isn't an ogre hitting the king this time.
This is a lot of damage, but it's nowhere near the scale that we saw in the previous game.
Yeah. The problem is, Tjuvis is not going to be a player in this game after 10 as well with the
No,
cartel.
he's just out of it, yeah. He
like-
starved himself too much, he got starved by King too much. And once this cartel minus 37 kicks in, we see he's just so far behind all of the other players. Not just in income, but also he's way behind in workers as well.
Yeah, this cartel game didn't really go in his favor, but he's going for an egg. So
That's maybe a way to get back into it.
that could be a good way to get some value back, but I don't know how. I mean, he can go for Pyrus on 12, so he does have a decent chance of holding the egg.
Problem I see is
Worst
if
case, he
it's
can,
just
like-
long save to
but
14.
then- yeah, if they just go 14 or 15 even, then it's really hard for them to deal with.
Yeah.
Aviator faking the Lizard Army. I think Aviator is actually physically incapable of not faking Lizard Army.
He loves doing it.
Yeah,
Let's see if King is... I mean, he'll see on wave 12 his recommended value is going to
Yeah.
start looking very normal, and he'll probably be over, actually. And he may suss something out from that.
Hmm.
alright, so King and Widderson do not send, so Tjuvis will get the egg.
Yeah, like you can see King's value, and he's on value now.
Yeah, so he knows the Lizard Army is fake. So, being that he's on value for 12, once this double Lizard resend comes in, I think he's just going to push hard for 14.
Hmm.
Yeah,
He's going
this
for the
is...
fire, what is
Or is he just Haven? Okay,
Yeah.
that's the much safer play.
Yeah, it also makes his 14 a bit stronger, but
Yeah.
Still not great, right?
let's see. Yeah, it's not great. And Aviator actually went for 2 orchids here,
Yeah.
which I'm not. I think he should have just went for the Canopies.
Yeah, because those are fine on 13 as a damage source as well.
So,
He 13's not going to be a problem. Like this egg will
Yeah.
hatch.
King has smelled the fake Lizard Army, so he's just fully pushing here, as expected.
Yeah. This fake lizard army is really only working when you don't know that your recommended will change based off of it.
Yeah.
So
It's the sort of thing that works once, and then...
So maybe he does have pretty good value.
Yeah.
But his units are just not really good on 13.
He's got pretty good value,
Yeah.
but Kingdanzz has 23 workers, and Tjuvis has very little hope of holding
Yeah.
on 14. I mean, just look at this Mythium difference. Remember, both teams sent all of their Mythium on
saved
wave
the
10,
Same waves, yeah.
and Kingdanzz has nearly double the Mythium compared to
I
Aviator.
already see Tjuvis' power score keeps declining.
Yeah.
yeah, King and Widder are both on shutdown now, and unfortunately,
minus
there's no
40.
send here.
Yeah, that's 40
That one
gold that
hurts.
Aviator's never going to see again.
And I'm assuming we're gonna see the sends here.
They
Yeah.
have to, right?
Yeah, should be sends coming from both teams.
Tjuvis is
Gonna
just
be income
income
king from
sending. I'm
Tjuvis.
kind of surprised. Actually, no. Aviator clearly reading that Kingdanzz has gone in for the kill, so he wants to go for a break here. Goes for the pack leader.
It does go pack and then income, to be fair.
Yeah.
But Widder is probably not leaking anyways.
Tjuvis has got triple canopy here. It will get value from the Pilgrim heals, but the send is just massive from Kingdanzz.
Alright.
Yeah.
Aviator's pawn shopping some stuff here.
Okay, so he's going to get a few more canopies.
Going for the Wanderers. Widder going for the Imps, which aren't the best against the canopies, but they
mean,
will
the Sends are
certainly
just
wreck
massive,
the
right?
lines.
Yeah, and they're
Absolutely massive.
also really great at tanking all Blur's damage.
Yeah.
Aviator's damage.
700 on Tjuvis here is just an obscene amount of Mythium for him to deal with. We see
Yeah,
those
that one
canopies
is
go
tough.
down pretty quickly.
Or
Mole
nice.
surviving forever as well, just getting a ton of value against the Haven and the Zeus. 97% there, 88% on Aviator, and I think this is just game.
Yeah, this is just game now.
Like even this league, but
Yeah,
I think he's
Kingdanzz
more than
is
happy
there,
with
but it's
winning the
just-
game.
It's inconsequential, as you say. GG, Kingdanzz and Widderson.
Yeah.
They come in kicking to game number 1.
I think one thing to notice is they're probably going to reevaluate how they use the cartel, because generally you want the person with cartel to be enabled and not to be the
not
one
to be the
enabling as
enabler.
hard.
Just look at this win probability graph, by the way. So there's like a very small dip right at the start of the game, I guess, where Tjuvis is getting the extra gold from his cartel. And then from wave 3 onwards, it's just heavily in favour of King and Widderson the entire game.
Yeah, he just saved so much, and
Yeah.
Widder even pushed to 7 workers and didn't really get punished all too much on 6.
Yeah, Widderson most likely would have leaked to a 60 on 3, but Tjuvis saved his Mythium, which he then sent on 4 anyway. So
Yeah.
like, you might as well have just sent it on 3.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he didn't really calculate his golds properly then.
Yeah.
I guess he just needed that Slayer then.
And I think it is just a case that Tjuvis starved himself a little bit too much, and it was fine for the early game-ish.
Yeah,
But
the
then-
7 really hurt him.
7 really
Yeah,
hurt him. The
and then
63%
both-
leak there against only 100 Zend.
And then both King and Widder holding 8s. That
Something with cartel is when you make big mistakes early game, it's really bad, right? You really need a snowball, or else something bad will happen after wave 10.
And the fact that King gets that leak on him on 7 with a small send, he can then just save up till 10 and destroy him with the 340. And Tjuvis is just out of the game. Like, he's already lowest in power score on wave 10, and that's before he gets the minus 37 income from his cartel. So I think the cartel really just backfired for him here.
It really did.
But clean play there from King and Widderson. Like, they put
Yeah,
on a bit of a show there.
Really solid.
They just didn't give any quarter to Tjuvis and Aviator. They were, they had a plan, they stuck to it, and they really shut down all of the options for Fiesta there. So guys, we thought the matchup would have been fairly even when we started the cast. Now that we've seen pretty one-sided game number 1, do you still think the series is going to be even, or do you think Kingdanzz and Widderson are just going to snowball through this match?
I think it's still even. It's just Tjuvis kind of misplayed his position, and I think they realized that. So I'm pretty sure they will be able to bounce back from that and like adjust their strategy.
Yeah,
I
hope so.
don't expect Tjuvis to make as many mistakes as he did. He's like notably a really difficult person to play against because of how hard he can scale in ladder. So he's a very strong player, and those mistakes were a little uncharacteristic.
Yeah,
I actually rate Tjuvis as one of the best players on ladder. Like, I think he's definitely one of Legion's top 10 players. The fact that he's not in the top 10 is more a case that he just doesn't care. Like, he doesn't try hard on the ladder. He plays Fiesta all the time. He just plays for fun and not for elo. And I kind of think that when it's tournament time, maybe he's going to step up to the plate. But that first game was a bit of a rough showing from him, so he kind of needs to up his game a little bit, I think, for these next games.
I would also like seeing Aviator maybe enabling Tjuvis, because Aviator is amazing at enabling, because he's just such an efficient builder, so he's really good at saving Mythium while not leaking himself.
I think Aviator's the guy that we've all got to thank for the Mimic on 7, right?
Yeah, he invented that shit.
Anybody whose game has ever been ruined by a Mimic on 7, you've got Aviator to thank for that, so yeah.
He even started expanding his repertoire to Ogre on 7.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, greed.
And Tjuvis, what are you going to pick? Come on, Tjuvis, you can do it! Oh, he's keeping us in suspense.
Maybe a Fiesta?
Maybe. I think he's checking the spells, he's checking Aviator's roll, and then he's picking greed. Oh, come on, Tjuvis. All right, guys, game number 2. We do have a 1-0 advantage to Abrasiert. Let me just update the scoreboard. And I really want Aviator and Tjuvis to just play a little bit more solidly, because we all know that they definitely can.
Yeah, they surely can.
Looking at these rolls, there's a nice bounty looter for Witter if I know he likes that. But there's so many options in both the Witter and King's rolls.
Mm.
And Chuvis's role is I'm not the most excited when I see it.
It's rough.
Yeah. He has got Pixie, though, which is busted, as we all know.
He might just go for some... he's going for the Chloro Pixie Pro. I'm not... Maybe that's interesting strat.
I wonder if that holds, because it's 150 value.
Yeah, I think it holds, but the Pixie dies.
The Pixie has to die, otherwise it's a terrible build.
Yeah, otherwise it's terrible. But I think it should die.
So we do end up seeing the return of the Nightmare, and Kingdanzz opting for his Crusher as well.
Oh, well, let's hope it's not another nightmare for Aviator and Tjuvis. Worth pointing out, by the way, that Aviator and Tjuvis decided to mix up the sending order. Oh, come on, it has to... No, it's going to leave! Oh, that's so bad for Tjuvis. That is so bad.
It's really bad for him. At least with an X.
Technically, he's on 5 workers, but yeah, that's not ideal.
That's a shame.
He saved his Mythium as well, but he didn't get the 8 from the Pixie. Oh, Tjuvis, no, because he could have just added the Seedlings instead of the Aqua for the guaranteed 2 creep leak.
Yeah. King just playing it safe, staying for workers.
Yeah. Ooh, stacking up the Angler.
Getting the Angler stacks early on.
We'll have a big boy Kingpin at some point in the game. He's happy with the Snail, that gives him an easy 5 or even 6 workers maybe.
Let's see if the Chloro Pixie will get done this time. I would imagine it
I think
does.
Tjuvis is making damn sure that it dies this time, but he's also going to leave.
He might also leave, right?
Yeah.
Or does it? It's close.
Oh, he holds, okay.
God Gamer.
It's super close though.
Witter saving.
He might go for a post-income DT on Widderson. Wouldn't hate it.
Yeah,
no, he saves.
An angle, but it depends what Tjuvis would build.
I wonder if Tjuvis just goes for a Pixie in the split.
Yeah, it might make his 4 a bit ugly.
I really don't like this.
Yeah.
Really don't like this.
He was afraid of getting sent here, I guess.
Yeah.
Curious about how this holds. It's so 60 re, and he doesn't have the best units, but...
Yeah, but look at his aggro share though.
Good.
Yeah, the Crusher's just going to survive, and then there's no chance for him to leave.
Okay, actually his aggro is insane. Really nice positioning. Write that down, write that down.
Yeah. Guys, anyone who wants to take a screenshot of Kingdanz's build here?
Ooh, and Witter is going for some Mythium saving.
Yes, he's got that 80 already.
And
Tjuvis's build is starting to look pretty scuffed, let's be real. He's got 2 Pixies, he's got a Rogue Wave, and yeah, he's just in trouble whenever Widderson decides to send, pretty much.
Yeah, I think I foresee some Scorpion King incident in the near future.
And Avi is playing a very low worker opening.
Yeah.
5 workers.
Which is... It's allowing Witter to save like this and play super aggressively with 7 workers. King just pushed one to no send after getting his bounty here.
There's the Imps and the Brute from Kingdanzz as well. Aviator and Tjuvis save.
Yeah, Aviator will easily hold though.
Yeah, he should clap this.
Well, he needs to harden, I think.
On the other... Yeah... Yeah.
He may choose to not do so because he's plus value, but... Tjuvis is,
Yeah...
I don't see him holding this.
No, also do not see him holding this.
He would
One
be very
thing,
good with Scorpion, but the second picks he actually also takes the Scorpion.
Oh, that's pretty. Yeah, that's an
if
easy
we're
kill.
looking on the bright side though, he is at least going to get his plus 16 Mythium here.
That is true.
So every cloud has a silver lining. So this is
a very
pretty
dark
juicy.
cloud, though.
Yeah, 74% there on Tjuvis. And Aviator, by the way, he's not covering.
Yeah, his aggro was really unfortunate.
Well, he didn't
Yeah,
harden, right?
Yeah, the Scorpion King just stayed alive for the entire time.
Yeah.
This one is gonna tick a little bit. Let's see if they can turn their Mythium into something.
Yeah, they will probably.
Probably a 7?
Yeah, probably a 7, but the issue is Kingdanzz might get a really good Kingpin for 7.
He will. Kingdanzz is going to have a nearly full stack Kingpin there.
But he does decide to go for the Violet here, so he might not have.
It's gonna gimp the stacks, but I mean his value is insane.
He might just go for the Swedish pawn shop though, because he can probably do something like sell the Steed, or even sell the Crusher. To get that
Honestly,
Kingpin
something
also.
like Nightmare instead of this Violet would even be quite strong here.
It would.
And protect him on 7. But I guess he doesn't want to mix and match with Widder's. Like, he doesn't want to match Widder's build too closely.
Yeah.
But
Widderson's actually looking very vulnerable to a Mimic, and because he didn't shift here either, he won't be able to get the bunk.
Yeah.
And if there's one person who likes to send Mimics on 7, well, we already mentioned it, it's Aviator.
That surely looks like a Mimic angle.
Is this even
Here
a pro
comes the
lead from
160.
Tjuvis?
Hey?
Wow,
It's going to be
or
close.
His aggro kind of looks
Aviator
horrible.
actually goes for Brutes. Is he
Wow.
drunk?
wait, is this Aviator?
I
Can we
think so.
confirm?
Someone might have hacked Aviator's account. Can we check that he's still got his Steam password?
I guess maybe he's just predicting some kind of fortified tank.
He's probably
Yeah.
predicting something like a bunk, but Widderson did not shift there on 6.
Yeah, he should.
The problem is Widder probably expects a Mimic.
A Mimic, yeah.
But he doesn't have anything to sell.
He's just gonna build the APS anyways, right? Like, that's
Yeah,
probably
so
his
Dan
best bet.
sells
Kill
his
the wave.
Steed, sells his Bone Warrior, gets the
Yeah.
Kingpin with 117 stacks.
Ooh, and
And-
Tjuvis didn't go full brutes. Just generally what you want against Kingpin, but the imps will
Yeah.
do fine.
Imps are
Sens
fine.
seem a little bit weird from both of them, honestly. Like, Mimic just
Both
looks
imps are
so
getting
good.
sniped instantly.
Yeah, that's the advantage of the Violet.
Yeah, that's just easy hold for Kingdanzz.
Easy hold for Kingdanzz, and looks like a pretty solid hold for Widderson as well.
Yeah.
Tjuvis, meanwhile, 82% versus a
Wow.
much smaller send. And Aviator, again, he's not really covering. So Widderson leaks 41%, Kingdanzz full holds and full covers in the mid.
King was about to explode in this game.
She was still on 6 workers.
Oh no.
He's got 2 fake workers, I guess.
Yeah,
Oh no.
this is rough.
Jules is letting us know how this game is going.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, it's actually even worse.
This is one case where I really do agree with Jules' assessment, because this game feels super hard if you're Aviator and Tjuvis.
Yeah, just looking at the power score, King is so far ahead now because he
Yeah.
got the Kingpin value and health.
Yeah.
25 gold shut down already on wave 8 for Kingdanzz.
Yeah.
Tjuvis.
I really actually like that Violet decision in retrospect.
Yeah, this was a really good decision because he still gets the Kingpin with the pawn shop.
Yeah. And yeah, it just like you just easy hold with the AoE allowing for snipes. That's very smart.
Yeah. And also helps the Kingpin one-shot the creeps.
Yeah, yeah.
So... Curious when they decide to send another.
Going for income here on 9.
Yeah, King and Widder just stay. 'Cause they're not
Maybe just 10.
threatened. Yeah, it probably will just be 10.
Like this is not going to hold anything on 10, and Avi so far doesn't have a great tank for 10. He's just building his Mudman army.
He'll have a second coiler, I guess, but things are just looking super rough. Like, Aviator and Tjuvis have a big hill to climb to get back into this game, and you know what? I just don't really see their out at this stage. They're going to need to pull a miracle.
Widder having no real tanks here for 9, but just getting income king.
Tjuvis
This
is
looks
at
like
least
he's gonna-
getting all of the Mythium from his pixies now.
But
Look at Pro League from Widder.
Tjuvis doesn't have a single unit for wave 10.
Oh no,
So, that's a pro league.
that's a pro
His
league.
best single target is probably an MPS.
So,
Yeah.
okay, we don't see ghost knights at least.
Thankfully.
He's already used his reroll as well, so that roll isn't getting any better. Here come the double ogres from Kingdanzz and Widderson.
Level ogre.
So, Aviator and Tjuvis.
He is just gonna spam some coilers.
I
It will
think
do a
Aviator
lot of
should
damage.
hold with the double coiler and the hardened mudmen. I think he should be okay. But
Yeah, the ogre isn't the best at killing coilers.
But Tjuvis just has absolutely no hope. He's leaking everything.
Yeah. And
He's even
Ooh.
building a ball.
don't. Oh yeah, it's.
Yeah.
This is rough.
The ogre is gonna snack on every unit in its lane. Oh, it's even
Yeah,
1v1ing the boar right
that's
off
an
the
interesting
bat.
one. The pixies actually...
Oh, Pixie's attacking the ogres.
Yeah, I mean that's a good
Don't
damage
know.
matchup, but it just doesn't matter. He's just way too weak on this lane. He's going to leak a half
This
HP
is-
boss.
This is damage.
He got his
the
pixies
ogres.
dead.
Oh, and Aviator's not holding either. Oh no.
Our Kingdanzz is giving up his shutdown at least.
Well, that helps. Like he just leaks the 1% HP Granddaddy for 25 gold. But again, Aviator and Tjuvis are taking a ton of king damage here.
And now King and Widder have all the pressure. They can just go for a long save and end when they want.
Look at these workers, guys. 15
Tjuvis
workers
is
on Danz and Widderson. Tjuvis still has 6.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's going for the egg. Okay, but I don't think it saves him.
No, I don't think the egg saves him here. Oh no. Oh, Tjuvis.
Honestly, I don't even know if he can hold 12. I don't really see a good unit on this board with 12.
Does have the piggy, but there's not too much backing it up.
Like,
There's just no
like
damage behind it.
Mole Hermit and he leaks 12.
Yeah. Widder going for a very interesting build.
And Aviator, of course, faking Wizard Army again.
He just can't resist.
He just can't. He can't not do it. Impossible.
One of these days he'll actually take it and surprise everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Catch everyone off guard. Widderson is actually going to leak to the fake Lizard Army, by the way.
Yeah, his full
Oh.
Swift Arcane build isn't actually too
It's,
strong
it's
on
not
these builds.
perfect on 11, though.
I mean, I guess maybe he was trying to pro league. on
Yeah, I
purpose.
think they want the
Yeah.
Pro League. They just want to kill on 12.
Hmm.
Especially with this egg. I mean,
Yeah.
it might influence them even more to send here.
She was-
Or they're gonna choose their same plan as last time, long save.
Oh, they do.
They are
Yeah.
saving.
Oh, Tjuvis still has 6 workers in its wave 12, guys. Oh.
Yeah. If you switch to the total Mythium, he isn't as far behind, but it's still not ready.
It's still far behind, and the longer the game goes,
Hmm.
the less like relative value he's getting from the pixies compared to workers.
Yeah.
Widderson
My-
might actually pro league again here on 12.
Yeah, he is just refusing to build a fortified unit.
Aviator, you need to send the second lizard, otherwise Widderson might not think you've taken the spell. Oh, he didn't do it. Now Widderson knows.
The
what a
jig is
throw.
up.
Kingdanzz obviously holding there with his double kingpin build. Widderson, it does look like he will leak. He's still not
Yeah,
on fire
definitely
though.
leaks.
Still not on fire.
Maybe it's a
57%
tactic to
leaker.
stay out of shutdown.
But I think
But,
Tjuvis is
like-
really not happy with these long waves with his
Yeah.
6 workers.
Yeah, he's not.
And they just go income again. Or at least
Wid-
Aviator does.
Widder will pro league again, maybe? No, he does have 2 Avengers this
Yeah.
time, so maybe he's fine to the income.
Wow, Kingdanzz and Widderson, look at their Mythium stored already. When do
They
they
are
go?
having some fun.
Yeah,
All
they'll
right, so
probably
I've
just
got
go
2
14.
questions for you guys. The first, what wave do they send on? And the second question is, does it matter?
Yeah. I think
14,
this...
but it probably doesn't matter, yeah. They
Yeah.
can
It's
choose
just
the
a
wave.
lithium amount difference, I think. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
what you send on.
Mm,
But they're
Tjuvis
already
does
going
have
to
a squad for 14 again, but I think
yeah,
like an ogre, a centaur are just gonna wreck these canopies.
that's very true.
And Wither again.
So,
Trying to
Wither-
Pro League?
I think he is trying
think
to
he's gonna
probably on
m-
purpose, yeah.
I think he's going to manage it.
succeed. He definitely does.
His only upgraded units are the pack rats and the green devils, so...
Yeah, I mean,
the Avengers
Kingdanzz
trying
is
his
very
best,
happy with
but-
this. He has almost 5 times as much workers as Tjuvis.
This game's just getting a bit crazy at this point, guys.
But
Okay,
yeah,
they
send,
they send. They're gonna put them out of their
finally
misery.
decide to send.
Yeah,
Here comes a Kraken on 14.
lovely.
Yeah, that's
I'm not sure that's
exactly
the best send, but it's a Kraken, and it kills the golems and the badger pretty fast.
Interestingly,
I
by the
don't-
way, Tjuvis is actually on value, but like it just doesn't matter
yeah.
because his value includes pixies and a hydra, and he's just
Mm,
super dead.
yeah.
His 6
These
workers won't
ogres are
save him
gonna-
here.
You're gonna do something.
Aviator's not holding either. Aviator's very, very undervalue actually.
Yeah. 3k value on 14. That's pretty funny.
It's nearly
He
3.2,
also-
but it's just not going to be enough at all.
He also didn't up the splits, so
Yeah.
the fact
Yeah.
just go to the left, which really destroys his DPS.
Yeah.
So he's
Yeah, Aviator's leaking
entirely-
heavily here. And
Tjuvis
Tjuvis
is
also leaking, so
just
that's
game here.
that's all she wrote. Kingdanzz and Widderson, wow. I mean, these first 2 games have been very, very one-sided, it feels like. These guys just commanding
Yeah.
the flow of the game from start to finish.
And I feel like, unfortunately, it's just like Tjuvis not really being able to play the game.
Yeah.
He just does like a small mistake, like not having his Clover Pixie die on the 1, and it just sets him up for failure.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
then he has a janky build and
Yeah.
not 8 Mythium, right? Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
if he just goes for the standard Pixie and like 1 seed here, 1 seed here, guarantees the leak on 1, but then it just
And
gives
we-
you a path to finish your build, right? Like this Pixie with an Aqua behind it, it's just not a build, and we can see Tjuvis really struggling to fill in the gaps. Like going for a Rogue Wave on 3 is just terrible, and then we just see that massively punishing him on 5 with this 74% leak against Imp Snail.
And I really like Witter's decision to just go straight 5 there. He has like cheap units to help. Like he doesn't need the income to put down the 2 guards, and he knows he'll go 7 workers after the
Yeah.
send. So that's so much pressure.
Do you guys want to hear a fun fact, by the way?
sure.
Tjuvis pushed 100% of his workers by wave 6. He didn't get another one for the rest of the game.
That's impressive.
It's a
Wow.
tough world out there.
Absolutely insane. Kingdanzz and Widderson just destroying Team Fiesta here.
Yeah,
2
it does
games in a
seem
row.
Does seem like they already got back into their shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Playing really well, not giving
You're
opponent
taking
any
an
chance.
observation that he does not want to have a game like that again.
I mean, guys, Tjuvis and Aviator, they really need to step it up now in game 3. Because this is already match point. Like, they can't afford another game like that from Tjuvis. They need to step it up, pull something out of the bag. Like, whatever they do, they have to play better than they have in the previous 2 games. They can definitely do it. Like, these guys are incredible players. But they need to show it to us now, because this is the crucial match.
That really is.
So, If you guys were putting money on the game, would you think we're going to see a game 4, or do you think it's going to be a 3-0 sweep?
It's really hard to tell. Just so much depends on Tjuvis, I feel like.
Yeah. It certainly
He's
seems like he's had a
able-
couple of rough games there. Like, Aviator's still been able to keep up, at least in game 1. It seems like Aviator was still behind in game 2. But Tjuvis has been a little bit of a weak link, maybe, in these games.
Yeah, but I like to believe that Tjuvis can pull out a really good game.
Oh, he can. He absolutely can. Like, he's one of the
Yeah.
best players in the whole game, for sure.
He's due for one, right?
Yeah, he's due
Yeah.
one, absolutely. RNG has got a smile on him here.
Yeah, maybe he just didn't get a role he felt comfortable with yet.
And he's still taunting us. He's waiting the longest time to pick his mastermind.
Yeah.
What is he going for? Come on, Tjuvis.
He-
Come on.
He does play so many, so there's so many options.
Oh,
but
it's
it just goes really greedy.
great! Oh.
And his role is looking rather bad once again. From the
Yeah, it doesn't have a clear path. He has some
It does-
decent openers.
Yeah.
He can play the Pixies again if he really wants to.
I think he might not.
Well, do you know what he could do, though? He could do something like a Berserker, stay 4 workers, drop the Pixie on 3, because it's going to die, so it's pretty much the same as having 5 workers. I could see that as a path that works. He also has the Berserker Serpent, of course, which is just a pretty standard opener.
Hmm.
But that
Yeah,
relies on
the-
him being able to send 40 onto.
The Berserker opener is probably the cleanest here with the Pilgrim on 5.
Looks like he wants to build the Pixie again, or...
Dan's has a
Oh, no.
flower
Oh,
opener.
Let's see. Okay, Aviator goes for the Windhawk.
Yeah,
Tjuvis
he
is
Oh,
does.
the
Setting.
fast reroll.
Okay. Oh, Tjuvis did reroll, I see.
He picked up a real late game comp.
Well, now
But
he has
getting
Halo
there
Ball.
will be something else.
Yeah.
And I don't like Boar and Sea Serpent.
Yeah.
That's an interesting.
But his early game might be... He might have had enough time, to be honest.
Yeah,
He was rerolling a very late
Bro-
stage.
probably just needs to Sea Serpent for his pierce damage.
So we have the flower from King, and then the gun from Zipper.
Oh, so both of them saved on one.
Right.
Yeah.
But-
Tjuvis will not get 40
Yeah.
pre-income. So he just goes for a snail.
So I would assume that they both just play safe. Kingdanz? Yeah, Kingdanz is he's adding the ceilings.
Ah.
Oh, he's easily holding.
Yeah, that
easily
holds
hold
very easily.
Probably
And
still wouldn't against a DT,
Wither-
though. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Widder does add the thing, so he's also very safe here.
Yep. He actually
Even
sells
sold
the
the
fist.
chain.
Well, yeah, one Pee-wee is more than enough.
Yeah. Just need a little bit of time for the gun to get going.
This snail's getting ignored, so that's just an easy hold for Widderson. Cleans up.
And I think we're gonna see Kingdanz pushing to 7 records here with this build.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah,
there it
he's
goes.
going for the very aggressive push. Because he doesn't really have a weak wave until 5 now. Because on the 4 he can just get the second flower if he wants to.
Now,
So I'm
Aviator
sure
does
easy.
resend against Widderson. Widderson did push 6, so if this second snail comes out, I think we might see a
Mhm.
decent leak in Widderson's lane.
Yeah, double Pee-wee does leak.
But again, it's only a single snail, so going for the
Oh,
income,
he's
not following
not
it
going-
through.
Wow. Doesn't
Rewarded.
double stand.
I think I would have definitely tried it because you
I
see
would've
the
tried
guy
it for
put down the
sure.
Pee-wee.
Yeah.
And if you assume that Witter is a good player and knows that he could go 6 workers, then you really want to make sure that you want to punish him if he greeds.
Look at that. He holds against a single snail with 12% HP, but the second snail, I think, creates a pretty big leak there. And guess what? Widderson now did not push. Staying on 6 workers, he's going to overbuild wave
Yeah.
4. Easily hold
Yeah.
this resend from Aviator.
Yeah, so only unit that he can really build is the Wanderer, so he had to go for that one.
King, I guess, has to build a second flower here. He does.
Yeah, he
But that gives him an easy hold against the Fiend from
Yeah.
Tjuvis.
King doesn't go for a full send against Aviator, who is on fairly low value.
He is low value and not amazing units because he didn't 5-stack
Yeah.
Koneko.
Yeah. I think a 60 would have leaked him a good amount. But he's doing just fine against the Golden.
Yeah, Widderson holding, Kingdanzz holding, Kingdanzz already in 8 workers.
And
So is
Tjuvis,
AV.
he's got the magic number.
The 6 will be surpassed this time.
King going for the Brute.
Oh, you see the double blue recent.
Both of them with the brutes.
I mean, there's
Tjuvis.
danger in Aviator's lane.
Aviator and Tjuvis both save, and King and Widderson are not looking amazing on 6, although now with the Infiltrator that kind of changes things for Kingdanzz.
Hmm.
But Widderson in particular looks very weak on 6.
Yeah.
Aviator definitely leaking here against the Brute Snail send. Tjuvis with 100 send. I mean, Tjuvis has good units here, honestly.
Yeah, Tjuvis has really good units here. But his value... I mean,
His value's kind of sus.
fine value.
Oh, he is sniping
Sniping
the
the
Brute.
Brute.
Oh, sniping the Brute.
Oh, never mind, that was a snail.
Wait, oh, that
Oh, that was a snail! It almost looked like
Oh,
the Brute
Aviator
HP, but-
53%.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tjuvis
This
56%.
hurts. This is gonna be like...
Oh,
And they
guys.
don't have
Brutes.
single king upgrades.
Yeah, this is like good. We'll get them
Yeah, this is like 40% or like 30%.
Yeah.
And
This
now
is
there's
not how
no
you want
fear.
your game number 3 like match point game to start off.
Yeah,
Jules has already made his decision.
Yes.
yeah. 36%.
Now Aviator and Tjuvis, they have to go for income.
And
As King and Widder got a ton of gold there.
yeah, he just gets the Orchid. So, yeah.
To be fair, Widder gets Antler now. Oh, that's...
Yeah. They're,
But
they're both
he-
just gonna hold the income. And they're gonna be in a really good spot again.
Yeah. Aviator and Tjuvis start the regen.
Hmm.
With the Antler, Widderson just has no hope of leaking. Important to note that he only got that because of those big leaks on wave 5.
Yeah. So did King, he honestly got this Orchid from
Yeah.
the leaks as well.
A good decision maybe for Aviator and Tjuvis just to go for income then, knowing that they've given away too much gold.
Yep. And Aviator still was 9 workers at the start of this wave, so he's not behind in terms of the income game, but
True.
No, but he is 100 value behind Kingdanzz.
yeah.
Well, at least we see Tjuvis on 7 workers.
Yeah,
Yes.
so he's already doing better than he did last game. That's a good point.
We still have the 1 worker per round ratio.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the other 3 have left them behind this game.
They have.
Yeah.
And Jules very heavily in favour of Kingdanzz and Widderson already. Giving them a 66% advantage on 7.
Yeah, and they're saving both teams, so we'll see what they decide to go for. Maybe just some income. Both teams are both on some good value.
Well, Kingdanzz and Widderson look like they're saving so far. Unless we see some last minute income send. No, they save. Okay. So assuming that they hold these income sends from Aviator and Tjuvis,
Yeah, I
this is the
suspect we
same
may be
pattern that we've
seeing...
seen. Go ahead, Ofma.
Yeah, I was just gonna say 10 was looking pretty good, but we do see some answers from Tjuvis.
Yeah. Maybe a mistake for him to show the halo here, actually.
Yeah.
Because he could just get a coiler instead, right?
True.
So we
see
probably
what
are
they-
going to see something like a 300 send on 10 from Kingdanzz and Widderson.
Yeah, they have gone for some big 10s every game.
Yeah. I was gonna say, why does this pattern feel familiar? I'm getting deja vu, guys.
Yeah, it's a very similar pattern as the last couple games.
I think the 4th in a row, actually. That there's a Big Ten.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they decide to say.
It's going to be, in fact, well over 300 Mythium on 10. It might be closer to 400.
Tjuvis is thinking about this chieftain here.
Yeah.
But...
I mean,
yeah,
even if he gets that Halo out, he just has no tank value for it.
Yeah, he has no tanks that are good on 10.
Yeah. He has to go for the Radiant Halo, I think, because it's his only chance, but it's just...
Oh, and it's full building for 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, DC gets that read, correct. And Aviator built the Avenger.
Yeah.
But
Here it comes.
Aviator is
Ghost
so
Knight
bad
from
to
Kingdanzz.
Ghost Knight and does get the Ghost Knight.
He does have a reroll. Maybe he tries to dig for an answer.
Yeah, he needs like a Berserker or a Daphne or something like that.
Yeah.
Aviator and Tjuvis do go for their
But you
income.
like that one, Penny?
I'm not a fan. I'm not a big fan, no. If I'm honest. I don't really think it does anything against Tjuvis's build.
Yeah,
But it's gonna work because Tjuvis is
Yeah,
garbage on the
it's
way,
gonna work
so
for
it doesn't
sure.
matter, yeah.
280 Mythium.
Yeah.
The other thing about the Centaur is it does do quite a bit of king damage.
True.
And there's gonna be like a brute to go with it as well, because why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, Aviator is
That's
not gonna kill this Ghost Knight anytime soon.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, double Avenger.
He has a
Maybe-
kitty.
Maybe he can somehow ignore it.
Yeah, with the upper split.
I think
That's
the brute
his,
should
best
walk
option.
left. Does. So yeah, I think he's gonna ignore it. Oh, he's, I think one of the sovereigns is on it actually.
Yeah, but the other one isn't.
Yeah, that's like the worst case
That's
scenario.
actually worse.
Yeah.
Like he either needs both of them
Tjuvis
on the
obviously
Ghost
leaking
Knight
big.
or neither.
He
Yeah,
did kill
this
it
is-
though.
Did kill it,
That's
but he does
something.
leak a half HP boss.
65% there on Aviator, 89 on Tjuvis.
So they're just gonna take massive king damage. And
Yeah, I
they're
don't think
really,
they die, but it's a ton of damage, and they're just super behind.
yeah, and they're both really weak on 12 and there's overwork.
Yeah, and with this
So-
worker lead.
Kingdanzz and Widderson would easily see this play and just go for the overwork here.
Widderson
Yep.
has the same workers as the enemy team combined, guys. More,
Yeah,
in fact. More.
They're both going for Giga Push in
Yeah.
maybe a Pro League.
Yeah, they just know they win the game on 12. They don't need to take any chances. Just
Tjuvis
take
maybe
overwork.
reading it and going for a low, no push, basically.
Well, he
And
puts
Dread,
one,
but-
which is pretty good for Tjuvis.
Yeah.
And he's going to shift some gold, it looks like. But I guess
They're
he can
gonna
try and drop like a
try.
full red eyes on 12. And just hope that it's enough.
Yeah. I would imagine if he gets an ogre though, he's gonna, or even just auras would be enough, I think.
Yeah.
Alright, big sends coming through. Aviator looking super weak on 12. Tjuvis, if he drops that red eyes, at least has something, but I just don't think it's going to be enough. Widderson actually doesn't pro leak here, which I think he definitely wanted to.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
really tried to pro league.
But the wait
He's
is
on
still very long, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is still a long way, so it's still fine for them.
Ooh, and he gets pack and ogre in income, which is really nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so King and Widderson, they're fine here. They're only receiving income from Aviator and Tjuvis, and Aviator and Tjuvis just they cannot leak. But I think they will.
Yeah, they will probably leak, and this is
Tjuvis actually goes for the second 4 instead of a Red Eyes, which I think he can afford.
He couldn't have gotten a Red Eyes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'd have to do some pawn shop.
Yeah.
Aviator going for some Wanderers.
Yeah, this
It's best tank value, but his damage is Sork Violet.
Yeah, just non-existent, so this just looks like game.
Aviator's just got no chance with his build against this end. He's just going to get completely destroyed.
Yeah, this ogre is absolutely just shredding everything.
Yeah, so that's a big leak on Tjuvis there. He goes for the 87%. Aviator actually doing better than expected, but it's just not enough. 89% there. And guys, Kingdanzz and Widderson, Team Abrasiert, they do it again. 2 Nova Cups back-to-back, May and June winners. And these guys made it look easy.
Very impressive.
They really did. Just
I don't
super
think we've
clean,
ever had
very-
a 3-0 on the grand finals of a Nova Cup.
We did. I got 3
Yeah.
by Ashton and
Oh, okay. Sorry to rub that in, dude.
No worries.
To be fair, those games were maybe a bit closer.
Yeah, they were pretty close.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, that was one hell of a performance by Abrasiert.
Yes.
I'm going to see if we can get Kingdanzz and Widderson on for a quick winners interview before we wrap up the stream.
Sounds good.
Lovely.
Yeah, this was just clinical. Kingdanzz and Widderson just destroying Aviator and Tjuvis here.
Yeah.
Okay, Widderson says he's up for it. Let me see if he's got the right channel.